Hey, what's up everybody? I'm SuperSonicJB, and yeah, I'm all dressed up tonight. Get this, I have a hot date tonight, and I'm taking my date to the fanciest restaurant in town, McDonald's. Oh, here's my phone, let me get this real fast. Hello? Oh, okay. Bye. Okay, cancel that. Today we're going to be playing some more weird dating sims today, since now I don't have a date. Man, I'll say this, dating is such a pain. I don't know why I'm so bad at it. I mean, I get all my dating advice off of places like Twitter and Twitch. Some wise men once said dating is like League of Legends. But then I played League of Legends for like 30 straight hours and got no phone calls from any ladies. Thanks a lot, wise man! Well, if I fail at dating in real life, I might as well go and try and succeed in the gaming world by playing some more weird dating sims. Man, I can't date people in real life. Quick Steam, help me out! Now that's what I'm talking about. Yep, it's that time of year again, folks. Valentine's Day. Well, close enough. Last year I reviewed a bunch of weird dating sim games that I found, and well, let's just say they were something, alright. And 2 years ago, I reviewed some other weird dating sims that left an odd taste in my mouth. And no, not just because one involved KFC's fried chicken. And now I believe it's time I finally finished off this trilogy once and for all and go out with a bang. I was going to blow up my computer to celebrate, but man, those things are expensive, so let's just throw this drawing of a computer down the stairs instead. Anyways, it's time, guys. Let's go ahead and check out some more weird dating sims one last time. The first game I want to take a look at is Angels with Scaly Wings. Now, in case you're wondering, no, it's not a dating sim game about actual angels. No, this is a dating sim game where you date dragons. I guess that explains the Scaly Wings part. And wow, this title screen has some actual effort put into it. Let's hope the rest of the game does too. The game starts out by asking for your name and the color you want your name to be. Perfect! So the story goes like this. The year is 20XX. Man, I wonder what year that is. And humanity has discovered a portal that can take them into another dimension where anthropomorphic dragons exist. And our protagonist here was one of the first few people to travel to this other world. There's a ton of backstory in the beginning here about what led up to your character going to this other world, but let's just get to the actual good stuff. At least, I hope this game has actual good things in it. Our character enters the portal and wakes up next to a friendly dragon named Remy. Remy is our guide / ambassador in this new world. Hey, any guy is better than Omochao, even a weird looking dragon with glasses. And he gives us a place to stay, which is pretty nice. As you play on, you introduce the other remaining dragons in the game. There's a good amount of dragons who you can actually romance. You have Remy the nerdy dragon, Anna the scientist, Bryce is a local cop. Why does he have a scar on his face? Lorem the delivery flyer, and Adine, or is it Adine, who wears goggles on her head. I don't know what else to say about her, but hey, you gotta admit those goggles are pretty sick. Now, another thing I want to mention about the game's story is the second human character. This weird looking guy, who looks like he would have been an unlockable character in a bootleg Wii game My Sports Challenge, is named Riza, and he's been living with the dragons for a bit now. And I'll say this, he's a pretty strange guy. And by strange, I mean he's a killer, because he kills his dragon bodyguard Maverick and runs away, leaving me as a suspected murderer. Man, what a nice fella, am I right? Thankfully, the police believe me when I tell them Riza is guilty, and then that leaves us two options. We can either help the police with finding Riza, or become a bad guy and betray all the good dragons trust in you. Yeah, I'd rather go order some lunch and talk to any of you. What do you think about that, huh? Now, whatever path you follow leads to different endings, of course. And yeah, there's several endings you can get to while playing this game. Each day you can spend time with a dragon of your choice, and you get to learn more about them as you play through the game. And did I forget to mention just how long the game actually is? You'll be playing this game for hours on end, making multiple choices on what you want to say to the dragons. And there's just so much story in this game, but honestly, it was pretty enjoyable for the most part. Now yes, I may not be the biggest fan of the idea of dating dragons, but the unique storyline made me want to continue playing through this game to see what happens next. Now when it comes to dating in this game, you can romance the 5 main dragons. For my playthrough, I went with the Dean, because she's super kind and even helps out the local orphanage. Her date scenes are also pretty enjoyable, but if you want to make her as happy as possible, you gotta make sure you say the right things to her, or else you'll upset her and possibly get a bad ending. Now I've only done one playthrough of the game, and I only romanced the Dean, and I still have missed so many things in this game. Heck, there's a ton of dramatic moments in each and every character's route, and if you want to get the best experience possible, then I suggest doing multiple playthroughs of the game. So yeah, overall I gotta say, I actually enjoyed Angels with Scaly Wings. The story was great and all the characters were unique and interesting, but I still wouldn't fuck a dragon. Now, you know what some of these games has been missing? Nicolas Cage. So yeah, there's literally a Nicolas Cage dating sim out there. I had no idea why, but if you're one of those people out there that has a Nicolas Cage Shrek pillow, then this game is perfect for you. This is an extremely short dating sim game that might have multiple endings, but I really didn't care enough to go get all of them, if that was the case. The game only lasts for about 2 minutes, and yeah, the title screen is pretty boring to look at. Although I'm tempted to click that help button to save me from experiencing this game. The game starts off with our character going to a coffee shop to drink their morning coffee. And yeah, this background is a little too realistic for my liking. It's like you just googled coffee shop and found it's in the search history. When we arrive at the coffee shop, we see someone very familiar. Holy crap, is it Waluigi? Nope, it's the Nicolas Cage meme face that has been poorly cropped out. Yeah, oh my god, it's right, me. For some reason, people think I'm crazy for shouting like that. But if I actually saw a terrible looking Photoshop Nicolas Cage face at a cafe, I'd be terrified. He tells me to shh and winks at me. Oh god, what am I playing? Turns out Nicolas Cage has always been our favorite actor, and we even get to compliment his face. Beautiful, magnificent, fabulous. Your shoes. I like them. Are those the new Jordans? I told him he looks magnificent, and he says he hopes he looks like a unicorn? With that smile, I'd say you look more like a serial killer. Then we pass out for some reason, and Nick drags us to the hospital, even though we're still in the cafe. I don't know, but nor do I care. And I guess we end up getting into a relationship with him, because the game says he caged my heart softly. And bam, we get the good ending. Wow, what a nice ending picture here. I'm so glad I wasted 2 minutes of my life playing this masterpiece. John Cena, sexy high school adventure? I feel very uncomfortable right now. Yeah, this is a real game you can play, and get this, it's free! Now John Cena can grace me with his presence on my computer screen for no charge at all, unless I'm charging him to pay my eye doctor bill. And here's the title screen. You gotta love how almost every one of these dating sims uses the exact same menu format. Again, please help me for crying out loud! It's also nice to see the developers decided to put nearly every type of font on the title screen here. The game starts off by asking me if I played / beaten this game before. I mean, I didn't even know this game existed until the other day, but if I did, I'm sure I would have set the speedrun world record on it. Heck yeah, there's a new game plus mode! I'll say that for later though. For now, let's say no and see what happens. John Cena! Okay, no, that didn't actually happen. I just edited that part in. Sorry. So our character is named Fucko-san. And no, I did not choose this name. The game literally just gave it to me. So our character has to move school. Man, I hate it when I have to move school too. Yeah, the game has a lot of typos, so prepare yourself. So our character has to move to another school because they were getting bullied at their old one. So they're going to be attending Cena High. Yes, that's the school's actual name. When we arrive at our incredibly blurry school PNG, we run into John Cena himself, and he's referred to as Cena Senpai here. Which, why wouldn't he be? We talk for a little bit, and he sends me to meet the teacher, Mr. Cena. Oh god, don't tell me this is the type of game where every character is John Cena! Yep, it's that type of game! Cena Senpai invites me to join his gang, and I get to either choose to follow his gang, or go to Mr. Cena's classroom. Does it even matter? They're literally all the same character. I guess we'll just follow his crew and see what all the other Cenas are like. Here we have Johnny, the tough guy of the group, who literally just looks like Cena Senpai, but a 5-year-old drew all over him. Yo, chump! Don't get in my way! Don't get in my way! And there's Jonathan, the nerdy Cena, who was edited using Microsoft Paint. Anyways, we all end up running to class, and we're introduced to Mr. Cena, who of course was giving a history lesson on a WWE belt. After class, we get to decide if we want to find Cena Senpai or go home. And honestly, I think I'd rather close the game at this point. Okay, next best thing, I chase after Cena Senpai, but then Johnny the bully comes out of nowhere and knocks my notes to the ground to a puddle. What a jerk! Now I had the chance to either fight back or run home like a crybaby chump. Well, I don't want to be a crybaby chump, so I guess I'll fight back! And yeah, Johnny here basically kicks my butt. Heck, he even pins you down for 3 seconds like in wrestling. And then I'm dead! No, seriously. I died and got the bad ending. Why, Johnny, why? So yeah, like most dating sims, we have multiple endings we can unlock. You just have to make different choices to get new routes. So for that option earlier about fighting Johnny or running home, you'll actually want to run home to continue with the game. Anyways, turns out the prom is coming up, and we need a date, so obviously, I'm taking Jonathan. What, you thought I'd say Cena Senpai? No, that's a different ending entirely. But before we meet our date, we run into Johnny and his date, Jane Cena. Yeah, that's disturbing. But we end up meeting with Jonathan and do it. Yeah, it. And we even get a screen that just says hot on it. What is this game? And we end up wrestling and Funko-san actually wins. Does that mean Jonathan died too? Okay, thank God he's still alive. I'll be real here with you. The rest of the game gets weirder and weirder as you play on. And honestly, at this point, I'm just gonna accept the ending where I died as the true ending. My overall thoughts on this game were, yes, it's bad, but it's so funny that I somehow enjoyed it. So, props to the creator, I guess? Alright, I'm tired of dating wrestlers. Okay, well, just John Cena. So let's date a tank instead. Yep. Here we have Panzer Mädel's Tank Dating Simulator. You guys remember that weird helicopter dating sim game I played last year? Well, this game's pretty much the same thing, but now we're dating different types of army tanks that look like anime girls. What is wrong with humanity? I mean, what's next? Are we gonna get a dating sim game revolving around dating swords? I didn't mean that, baby. No, 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 no! You can even play this game in Russian. I don't know why you'd want to, but at least it gives you the option. So as always, per every dating sim ever, we start the game off by waking up in an apartment of a single guy who lives alone and is about to attend a new school. Seriously, do we always have to have this cliche storyline used every single time in a dating sim? Our character's name is Erwin. And no, I don't mean the character from Billy and Mandy. Although I'm sure this game would have been way more entertaining with him in it. I feel like he'd be like, "Hey Tanky, I'd like to take you out for a nice ride, if you know what I mean. Wink wink." You gotta love that cloud music in the back too. Apparently our school is in downtown Akihabara, but our character has no idea where it's located, so we get to choose a destination to ask for directions. I go to the convenience store and it's here where we run into our first tank girl, M4 Sherman. Oh, and just so you know, I don't have a lot of knowledge of tanks, so this might be a new learning experience for me. Anyways, M4 Sherman helps me locate the tank school, and we head inside. So when we arrive at our new school, we meet our teacher, Sergeant Hartman. He yells at me a bunch in Sherman too, and puts us on cleaning duty. Again, that's another cliche I've seen in tons of animes. I mean, what's next? A tsundere girl call me a pervert or something? So during class, Sherman tells me that yes, this school is indeed a school for tanks. And our main character didn't actually know this and just thought the tank part in the school's name was a joke. Sheesh, no wonder he's single. Anyways, we go to lunch with Sherman and are introduced to the other tank girls. We got Panzer IV, who's from Germany, and is actually pretty cute. Maybe she'll be the tank I end up with, who knows? There's T-34, a short-looking tsundere girl. I knew there'd be a character like this! Okay, if some random tank girl crashes into me, I'm quitting this game forever. And what do you know? It happens. I really do want to quit, but I gotta keep going. So the girl who runs me over is called Tiger One, and she's the next cliche anime girl who's very clumsy. She apparently has a design flaw of breaking down a lot. I mean, I'll give the game credit, it does make fun of itself, which is good. Then we meet the final girl, the IS-2, and she's a shy type. Okay, never mind, maybe she's a crazy type. Or maybe the whole game is the crazy type. And now she wants to force me to hang out with her. So why not? She takes me to a bar and creeps me out with her weird tank talk, and gives me her phone number in the end. I wonder what would happen if I actually called this number. You're so right on that part. The next day I get to choose which tank I want to take me to the surplus store. I chose Panzer IV and she says, "9! I know nothing about the Krieg!" This game cracks me up. So yeah, at this point in the game you get to choose which girls, or tanks, you want to hang out with and date. I decided to go with Panzer IV because she's unique, I guess? Now, even though I mostly hung out with Panzer IV, I did get to spend time with the other tanks too. Sherman tried to tease me with some sexual tank jokes. I never thought I'd say that in a sentence before in my entire life. And she tries to shoot me later, because tanks go boom. There's a beach part, which again, of course this game has to have another cliche anime thing in it. IS-2 threatens me several times, and we even get to go to Hot Spring. Alright, let's just wrap this game up already, I can't take it anymore. So yeah, in the end, I do the Panzer IV route, and let's just say it ends extremely weird. We do some homework with Panzer IV, and then we go to court and get in trouble for damaging the Panzer IV tank. Thankfully, she defends me, so my punishment won't be as bad. But it doesn't matter in the end, because Erwin here dies doing what he loved most, riding tanks, like he did earlier with Panzer 4. Okay, wait, no! So yeah, that was Panzer Metal's Tank Dating Simulator. And yeah, this game was just pretty bad and really cringy overall. You ever wonder what it's like to be the president? Having to lead our country and handle all that stress. It's a ton of work, but what if the president was your girlfriend? Then this would make date night really weird. My girlfriend is the president. So this is a visual novel created by, and I'm sorry if I butchered his name, Alcott, and was later released in English with subtitles. The game follows our character Junichiro Hondo, who randomly wakes up one day to discover his neighbor/childhood friend, Yukuno Ohama, is now the president. Yep, she's now the president of the United States of Nippon, aka the United States of Japan, which is not a real thing. So the reason why your girlfriend is the president is not because she actually ran for office, no, it's a bit weirder than that. So one day an alien spaceship piloted by this girl, Ku Little, crashed into and destroyed the HQ of government Nippon. And to avoid total chaos, the aliens brainwashed everyone into believing Yukino, our girlfriend here, is the new president. Yeah, it's a pretty over-the-top / ridiculous storyline, but even though the aliens brainwashed people across Nippon, it somehow did not affect our protagonist Junichiro. And no, it's not explained why he didn't get affected. Also, let me just say this now. Our protagonist Junichiro is a massive pervert. I mean, in one of the scenes in the very beginning, he's trying to grope a woman's butt, and he keeps attempting to sexually harass girls throughout the entire game, and even though he does all this, he's still the vice president in this world? Like, what the heck, man? And yeah, this is an 18+ game, so it's gonna show some naughty scenes that YouTube won't like me showing off. No, you can't eat Captain Crunch on camera, that's lewd! So this game has 4 girls you can date. The main one being President Yukino, whose story follows you helping her with her duties as president, while the other 2 just feel like an ordinary slice of lifestyle romance route, which is kinda lame given everything else about this game. This is Irina, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that middle name, Putina, who is the president of Russia, and she's a tsundere, so I already hate her. There's Elle, a talking UFO disguised as a girl, cause why not? And there's Ran Miyoshi, the weird older sister type. Each girl's route has some really weird moments, but I'll give the game some credit. There are some actual funny moments here and there, and the music is actually pretty enjoyable for the most part. The art does look a little outdated by today's terms though, and man, I just really hate the main character. Like, wow, he really is such a freaking creep! Like, dude, calm down, please! She's not worth it! The game lasts around 20 hours total, but most of the time you're just skimming through a bunch of text. And honestly, there's not even a lot of choices you can make in this game that affects the game's outcome, besides romancing a certain girl. My overall thoughts on this game were, it was meh. It was just a little too ridiculous for my liking, and there's lots of random events all happening at once, but at least the game is self-aware and does make fun of itself. Yukino, I wish you the best of luck for the rest of your presidential term, even though it's all a lie! And now we head into the last game. This is one of the strangest things I've ever played. Here we have Creature Romances, Kokonoe Kokoro. And what in the hell am I looking at right now? What is that thing? And why is it wearing a schoolgirl outfit? Did it eat someone and steal their clothes? Yep, this is an actual dating sim game where you date an anthropomorphic grasshopper. I said it once, I'll say it again. Why is this a thing? Who in their right mind thought dating a grasshopper would be a good idea? Okay, you know what? Screw it. Let's just play the game already. The game starts out with a quote from Clinton Churchill. I don't know, it mentioned something about youth or something, I guess. I'm still trying to get that grasshopper image out of my head. The game starts off with our main character waking up one morning. Man, what a shocker. And outside her window, we find a typical scene. Yeah, this is a lot of things, but it's definitely not a typical scene. Yep, outside is this horrifying abomination named Kokoro. Instead of calling the pest control as any sane person would do, our protagonist instead walks to school with her. Turns out she's our childhood friend, and yes, she does indeed talk like a normal anime girl. Shouldn't she be making some weird cricket sounds or something? Now, when the 2 of you arrive at school, you'll notice something interesting. Yeah, you're the only human around here, because yeah, everyone else are monsters. Even your sister's a bat, which of course she is. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, yeah, this is definitely gross, but is the story at least interesting to play through? And no, it's not. The story is literally just another slice of lifestyle visual novel with nothing interesting happening at all. You'd think the developers would make some unique jokes or add funny scenes involving bugs, but nope, they rather show off inappropriate scenes that made me cringe so hard that I died. And I think that's enough for me. So overall, I believe that Creature Romances, whatever the heck her name is a big pile of shit that should be sprayed down with some bug spray. So those are the last weird dating sim games. The end of an era. Now sure, there are still some other weird dating sim games out there, but I think it's time to wrap up this series once and for all here. Even though dating sim games can be weird sometimes, they're still pretty enjoyable for the most part. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to call McDonald's and cancel a Happy Meal order for 2. Freaking wise men. League of Legends crap. I hate dating!